Today, we're going to be showing you how to replace the disc brake on the Apollo Phantom 2.0. For this video, we're going to be replacing the one on the rear, but the process is the same on the front. For this repair, you're going to need a 21mm socket wrench, a 3mm Allen key, and a 2.5mm Allen key. We're going to start by removing the brake caliper from the swing arm. Using a 3mm Allen key, remove these two screws here. Next step is removing the fender so that we have better access to the motor. You can use a 3mm Allen key to get these tiny screws out from the fender. To get access to the other screw, we're going to have to remove this rubber cap. Just like that. And now you could fit your Allen key through this hole. It's going to be a little tight, so I'm going to use another tool to get more leverage on the Allen key. And you're going to repeat this process on the other side of the fender as well. Next up, we're going to remove these 4 screws with a 2.5mm Allen key. Once all 8 screws are removed, you can now remove the fender from the forks. On the left side of the motor will be your motor connector. We're going to have to disconnect this before removing the motor. So once that's loose, you're ready for the next step. Now we're going to have to remove the motor nuts. To access the motor nuts, we have to remove this rubber cap. Just like that. To get the motor nut off, we're going to use a 21mm socket wrench. Just like that. Repeat this process on the other side. Once you have your nuts removed, it's time to remove the motor. So we're going to gently pull away from the forks. Just like that, your motor is off. Using a 3mm Allen key, we're going to remove all the screws on the disc brake. Once you have all the screws removed, you can now remove your disc brake. So when installing your new disc brake, make sure that the number is located on the inside of the motor. So we're going to flip this upside down. Using your 3mm Allen key again, we're going to put back the screws inside. With the disc now installed, we can reinstall the motor onto the frame. Before we install the motor, we have to make sure that the lock ring is installed properly. So with the motor cable facing down, install the lock ring this way. There will be another one on the other side that you have to install. Install it the same way. Now we're going to install the motor onto the forks of the scooter. So once you have the motor back in the frame, it's time to reconnect your motor connector. Once the cable is in, make sure you thread this screw. With our motor connector now connected, we can secure the nut with a 21mm socket wrench. Do the same thing on the other side. Once you've secured your motor nuts, I recommend accelerating on the throttle to make sure that the motor still works. So now I'm going to push down on the throttle and confirm the motor works. Now that we know the motor works, it's time to put back on the rubber caps. With the motor now secured, we can reinstall our fender. Using a 2.5mm Allen key again, we could secure these screws. Now with a 3mm Allen key, we can reinstall the two screws here. Don't forget to do the same process on the other side and install your rubber cap at the hole. With the fender back in place, we can now reinstall the brake caliper. And that's how you replace the disc brake on the Apollo Phantom 2.0.